Hey guys, just wanted to do a fairly short channel update and tattoo update video. Um, where I last left off, I had redone the nipples and done this area black, covered the tentacles over here, leading down to the rib cage and the hip, and all the way over into here as well, and I covered up this old goat's eye. This week, well, I guess it wasn't this week. Sunday night, actually. I kind of had two last week because I wouldn't have one this week. My artist is away for a few days. So this week, we had a lot healing. Often people will ask me, how do you keep getting tattooed so much? You must be healing everywhere. Well, I am healing everywhere. So we couldn't continue working what we were doing. We couldn't continue on the ribs and in the hip area. So instead, we took it down farther. And we hit the waistline. So we changed the way that this finishes. I don't know if that shows it off. So it's got like a filigree finish to it. What we did was we took filigree stencils and we made a belt, and we just connected the filigree to the bottom of the black and then filled in the filigree solid black just to kind of finish it lower. It's now basically right above my privates. So that's as far as we're gonna go down. But the fun thing about black work like this is there's no end to it. So if I decide to want to carry this same project all the way down my legs, which there's already stuff on the fronts of my thighs, like in here, all it would take is just extending this area of black down more and continuing this same kind of shape, because you could just as soon just black out all of this and then bring it down farther if you wanted to extend it. But for now, that's a good finish to the torso. I don't have that straight line that I did have before. There used to be this just flat area where the tentacles ended, where they didn't come down past the belt line. And then I had some thigh tattoos, so there was like about that much of negative, and now it's basically razor thin. Let's see. You can see the peak of a tattoo starting right there. I'm not going to go any lower than that because we don't need to get this video flagged for nudity or something. But yeah, I'm pretty covered on my legs too. So this just kind of meets almost where my leg tattoos end. So I'm happier with that finish now. Anyway, so that's what we did there. It was about, I would say, 2 hours. It's a terrible, terrible area to be working in. The lining was really painful, but like the worst part about that area is it's so stretchy. It takes quite a while to get fully saturated. You're basically no stretchier anywhere else in your body than you are right there on your waist. Like in your stomach, but your low stomach is super, super stretchy. So you're like pulling the skin, and I have to, when he's lining it, really try not to breathe because you'll end up with really, really shaky lines. The lines aren't as straight as they could be, but for that area, anyone who's got that area done, lining it is pretty difficult to get perfectly straight. So we weren't really too worried about it. Overall, I really like the filigree finish. It matches up more with like this stuff up here now than it did, and just that straight line of black looked terrible. I thought there'd be pictures where if my jeans were sitting just a little low, you could see this cut line where the black just ended, and it was like really awkward for me. And like taking pictures, it was always like, oh, gotta make sure that line isn't in there, you know. So anyway, that's that. I don't have another appointment until next Friday. But then I have that one and another appointment on the Wednesday after it. So 2 more appointments coming up within the next 12 days or so. And that's going to be basically just, we got to finish what we started over here. Take this thing out, finish up these tentacles in here. Probably hit some of this black when it'll be healed enough. But we'll probably get all that done in one session. And then the following session, we got to go into this side and there's a lot more work to do over there. But I'm confident that we can get the rest of this done, and let's see, we'll need to blend this up a bit. Just whenever you do black, like new black and old black, like this is pretty old, really old. So this will have to get blended into. But anyway, I'm confident we can have this torso mostly complete in the next 3 sessions. And then we'll probably do 2 sessions of blending and touching it all up. And then the black work will be done on the torso basically for good. There'll be times when I'll go in and touch things up on there, but we'll be from there heading into, that's probably 4 weeks away. We'll be heading into other projects. But like I say, I'm going to be blacking this hand out for a 3rd time in there somewhere too. And my artist has expressed a desire to finish up the back of my head a bit. I'll turn and show it off, see if I can. He wants to kind of blend this, and we're going to try and retouch this rose on the back of my head. Just kind of darken it up and change some things with it. So hopefully you can see that. But anyway, so yeah, those are the goals over the next few weeks. And then we'll be, while my artist leaves, I'll be doing all of the touch-ups on the skulls and on my head and stuff. And I am enjoying being bald right now. There's been times when I've shaved my head off, or shaved my hair off my head, not my head off, shaved my hair off, and I kind of regret it, or I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Right now I'm really owning it and I'm really liking it. So this is the time to do whatever head work I want to do. So we'll be touching up the vampire up there, making him quite a bit darker so that he matches up with everything else that's going on now. He's a little too soft for my taste. The other thing is, I haven't forgotten about, I did a channel update probably about a month ago now, 3 weeks, that I was going to be turning this into more of a podcast type thing, and I haven't forgotten about that. That's not been called off or anything. I've talked to a few people who want to talk on the podcast with me. The equipment that I finally ordered got lost in the mail, and so now it's been sent again, and it looks like it might even be lost in the mail again. Luckily I was credited for the loss, but hopefully that stuff will show up soon, because once it does, I'm going to be, even if it doesn't happen right away, my ranty videos, like my tattoo updates and channel updates and stuff, will be higher quality immediately. And then from there, it's just about figuring out the process of the podcast and kind of the talking points and stuff. So the question I want to pose to anyone who might be watching this is, and I'll just give a brief rundown on what the podcast format's going to be again. So I'm going to be talking to modified people, maybe even just some tattooed people that I know, that their experiences in this world and what got them into tattoos and piercings and body mods. And some of them will be more modified, some of them will be less modified. I was thinking I could even open it up to some of the more popular influencers on Instagram and stuff. And that way it kind of gives me more of a range of people to talk to. So it's not just people in the body modification landscape necessarily. It's a broader kind of range so that there's a little more interest there. Bigger palette. So what I was kind of wondering, to anyone who's listening, if you have any ideas about someone you would potentially like to see me interview, let me know. I've got quite a few ideas already, but it's always cool to hear what other people think and who they think would be interesting for me to talk to. There's a couple people who I already know are going to be on first. We've even loosely discussed like how it's going to go and stuff. So I'm pretty excited about getting that going. I think that there's a real missing niche there that I can fill with what I want to do. Because I don't, for myself, I've looked for a tattoo or body mods podcast, and there really isn't anything. So I think people will find that interesting, because I would find that interesting. It's something I would sit down and watch. But yeah, This is basically all healed already, my lower waist area. It was a really easy heal. I just wore sweatpants to work for a few days, which was nice, because I did it on Sunday night, which is right in the middle of my work week. I did not keep the Sanaderm on. It was gone. I kept it on overnight, but I could have taken it off basically as soon as he put it on. There was a lot of blood in that area, like tons of bleeding. And then, it's one spot starts running, so you're like, okay, I'll shift, and now it's running from the other side, and then so I'll lean back and I'll lay down, and then okay, so now it's shifting from the bottom. Okay, so there's blood running from 3 different places. This wrap is basically done. It's unfortunate because anytime you can heal with Sanaderm, I like to, but I didn't get long with it. So, but it was an easy heal anyway. Like, it was all sealed up and basically just healing normally within a day. So I was fortunate for that. But yeah, this is a short one today, not a whole ton to talk about. So yeah, maybe let me know who you'd like to see me speak with, and maybe even some ideas for people that I wouldn't have thought of would come up. Okay. Alright, if you guys have enjoyed this video or any of my other videos, be sure to share them with your friends and check me out on Instagram at ephemeraremy. Okay, have a good day.